嗨，大家！今天我想要跟大家分享一本绘本，它的书名是《Old Elephant》。然后会分享这一本绘本的原因，是因为我最近读了这本《大往生》，我觉得这书里面讲的东西跟这个绘本里面有某种程度的呼应。然后我也希望有更多人会因为好奇而想要多了解这一位日本医生中村仁一他想要推广的、想要传达的讯息。Tiny Mouse and Old Elephant lived under the same tree. Tiny Mouse slapping a hole in the roots, and Old Elephant leaned against the tree trunk. Tiny Mouse was clever. She made a cord so that Elephant wouldn't lose his glasses. That was a good idea, because Old Elephant's eyesight was not very good anymore. Old Elephant was strong. He took care of Tiny Mouse when she was very young. He often took her for a walk to far-away places that her little legs would never have carried her. They went to the mountain and to the big lake. Tiny Mouse was a little ray of sunshine in Old Elephant's life. He was often very tired. He had seen so much. Sometimes he closed his eyes and remembered his old friends. They had gone to the Valley of the Elephants a long time ago. Was it time for Old Elephant to follow them? One evening, after his bath, he set off on a different track. "Where are we going, Old Elephant?" asked Tiny Mouse. "You will see," said Old Elephant. When they got to the forest, the plant had grown over the path, but the ground was hard as if a giant animal had been there before them. "Do you remember when I told you about the place that elephants go to when they are old and sick?" "I remembered," said Tiny Mouse. "It's over there," said Old Elephant. The path had led them to the edge of the jungle. On the other side, there was a beautiful forest that stretched as far as the eye could see. "That's where my parents went, and my brothers and all my friends. Soon I will go there too. It won't be sad. Elephants are happy over there." Tiny Mouse felt her heart beat faster. Old Elephant had already talked about this, but she didn't want to have to think about it. Suddenly, Old Elephant saw something. He called out. "What's wrong, Old Elephant?" cried Tiny Mouse. Then she saw what he was looking at. He would never get to the other side. Old Elephant was thinking he was too heavy and too clumsy to fix the bridge, but Tiny Mouse would be able to do it. Her little voice interrupted his thoughts. "If I mend the knots and you go across, will you come back, Old Elephant?" He hardly paused before he answered. "No, you don't come back from there." "But I don't want you to go," cried Tiny Mouse. "I want you to stay with me forever." Old Elephant nodded. Without saying a word, he turned round and they went back to their tree. Life carried on as before. Old Elephant pretended there was nothing wrong, and so did Tiny Mouse. But she often thought about it, and it made her afraid. Time passed. Tiny Mouse was bigger now. She was the one who led the way and found the food for their meals. Even with his glasses on, Old Elephant couldn't see much. He was more and more forgetful. And when he was going deaf, Tiny Mouse had to shout when she talked to him. They still laughed and had fun like before, but old elephant was careful not to laugh too much because these days it made him cough. Then he started to cough even when he hadn't been laughing. Tiny Mouse made him a blanket to keep him warm during the cold nights. But old elephant coughed and coughed as he leaned against the trunk. He didn't eat the fruit that Tiny Mouse brought him, even his favorite bananas. I'm not hungry, he said every time and closed his eyes. Now, Tiny Mouse understood that he was very ill. She remembered what Elephant had told her. One day, when he was too old or too ill, he would have to go away. But now, she was not so little, and she wasn't as frightened as before. She was sad, of course, at the thought of seeing her friends leave. She knew he would be happy over there, so she worked as fast and as careful as she could. The bridge would have to be strong to carry the weight of old elephant. Old elephant was waiting for her under their tree. She climbed up his leg just as she always did and whispered into his ear. Old elephant didn't look surprised. He winked at her and said, I knew I could count on you. He stepped firmly out onto the bridge. Don't be afraid, cried Tiny Mouse. It's safe now. Old Elephant stopped and turned his head. I'm not afraid, he said. Everything will be all right, I know. Yes, everything will be all right, murmured Tiny Mouse to herself as she gave a little smile. 这故事就停在这，还有这本书非常值得一看。